So here we go, the second half from Perth. Spot in the 8 at stake. Rose and Burton won by the ladder, but there's Paul Kelly off to Ed Considine, and now Paul Roos. Sydney have it on the outer side, and Bays wants to celebrate his 200th. He gives it to Rose, who looks down towards 40-metre mark. Darren Creswell has it and gives Sydney an excellent chance of a great start to the third quarter.
Yes, and Sandy just looking around, it looks as if no, it's okay, I'll just check that, no problem. I'll make a comment on something else shortly.
Creswell. He's going to be kicking from just on the 40 metres and is going to struggle. I think he's off target to the right. One behind. So maybe a let off there, Ross.
Yes, they're the sorts of goals that, a bit like a couple that John Hutton's missed it for the Dockers, but very important.
Here's Wills running the flank. Lewis gives chase, but Wills is quick and he bounces his way down to centre wing. Derek Kickett will try and cut him off, but he's too late. Wills kicks to half forward, fisted clear. Waiting down, however, was Abraham. Still going is Abraham. Winston, go for goal, and he does. Second goal to Winston Abraham. And what a turnaround.
Pretty special, wasn't it, Sandy? And Wills, who started in the centre in this third quarter, trying to get himself into the game, and Jared Newsham obviously wanting him to lift. And the kick coming out from fullback to Wills, who then got it on to Abraham, who just did the rest. And Daniels is no slouch when it comes to running. His foot speed's pretty good, but couldn't pick up Abraham.
Well, he backed himself in, and he showed a lot of poise at the finish. Didn't panic and blaze away.
Exactly.
As we see Rose versus Burton. Oh, Rose again. Big fist towards half forward, and Lewis. Lewis to Kickett. Kickett swings onto the left boot. Fires it a goal. Great play by the Swans. Great goal, Kickett. Well, what about that? This is a great game of football.
There's goal for goal, Pete, with just the skill of Kickett, who started the first quarter in the middle and then just faded a little and then spent time in the second quarter on the bench, again starting through this midfield area. And all the midfielders are lining up in opposite numbers. They're not picking each other in a tagging type or a following role. So it's just good open initiative football.
What a start to the second half. Kickett gets his first. 12-6 plays 9-4. Burton prepares to do battle again in the middle. He stands his ground and he goes whack. Jason Daniels, an interesting hand pass. Paul Roos slung as he gets his kick. Sydney maintain possession. O'Loughlin takes the hand pass. He's 70 metres out. He bends it in towards the pocket and the mark is taken. Garlick is just inside 50. Has a good look round. Not too confident. Let's see what he can do. They have to have a shot though. Stammering approach. He's going to be kicking from 46 metres and he pulls it away to the left for one behind. Never looked really comfortable, Ross.
It's almost as if he talked himself out of it, looking for an option to pass the footy, but if you're in that spot, you may as well have a shot.
Yeah.
Particularly when it was as congested as it was in front of him.
Well, the kick in is wide towards Chisholm. Oh, clever. Very good mark by Scott Chisholm. Off he goes, has a bounce. Oh, he went for the long kick this time. It was a wobbly one down towards half forward. It may come off. Leach couldn't grab it. Here's Burrows onto the right boot, hooking it back. Considine used his body beautifully. Well played to Kelly. Kelly, the captain. He's going to chip it out toward an ordinary kick by Kelly. That's where it lets him down at times. And the mark has been taken there by Scott Edwards. He's on centre wing. Had a spell on the bench for a while. Started off pretty slowly. No mark for the Dockers. Peter Mann finding it hard to get into the game at the moment. And Roos locks it in. Roos has held sway there at centre half back. Very experienced. 6 and 4 he's had.
But what he's done, Pete, has been a bit of quality, isn't it? Just as we're talking at half time, and he's been spoiling the ball, just been manning up on man. Doing very well.
Leon Higgins having a spell. We just saw leaving the bench. Kepler just tries to push it sideways, and seeing it over the line was Peter Caven. Playing his 50th game today.
Didn't look too happy, Leon Higgins.
Wouldn't have thought so.
You've just joined us. Sydney by 21 points. A couple of exciting goals to get proceedings going in this third quarter. Huskis off and then lost it. Now goes back to try and regain it. Got to beat Norwich over. He's going to do that. Waters does well. Away they go. The Dockers down towards the 50-metre line, and that excitement machine in Abraham. Oh, Wills read it nicely to do the roving work. Got it back towards Hutton. Hutton wobbles it in towards full forward. Thank you very much, says Winston. So Abraham gets his third in his fourth game, and he's not unhappy. 12-7 plays 10-4.
And this is Scott Edwards bringing the ball forward again. And it was quite a fortuitous kick in the end from, as we see, Wills just getting the ball over to Hutton. Here, the tackle just coming late, and the kick coming off the side of the boot, favouring Abraham. Easy goal.
So Jason Daniels off the ground with split webbing in the hand. He'll be a loss too.
Yes, Higgins to come back on, so he's happy now.
15 points. They lead by the Swans. Adam Huskis. Oh, breaks the tackle. Well played to Kelly. Paul Kelly, that's a better kick. A long one to the half-forward line. Dunkley trying to use his body. Leach has got the pace to go with him. And it rolls over the line. Half-forward for the Swans. Just get the feeling we're in for a terrific second half. An exciting finish to this game. The Dockers will keep coming.
Let's hope it's an exciting finish, Pete.
So Burton versus Rose. Oh, just nudged him in the back slightly. Now, how will the umpire see that? He ducked the head. That's good umpiring to call play on. Well played by Kelly. He burst through the pack. Still going, Kelly. On the left boot. He deserves a goal here. That is magnificent football by Paul Kelly. Well, is that team inspiring stuff, Ross?
Well, to break through a pack and then to break 2 or 3 tackles, and the last one, I think it may have been Kickett who dived at him. It was either Kickett or Chisholm. Watch this again. That's the handball from Kickett. It was intercepted. He got through Spider Burton. I think that was Dale Kickett that made a lunging dive. Then Leach at the last minute with a push on his left foot. As Pete said, that's inspirational, and he kicked similar goals last week in a similar situation to get the Swans going again. So he's a fantastic leader, that fellow.
He is. He's a great player. 13-7 plays 10-4. Goal for goal here at the WACA. Well, the ruckmen both have Aries. Huskis plucks it out of the air. Sydney down towards half forward. Kickett does well.
He played on.
He did. Kepler rides the bump. Stabs it beautifully towards the 50, and Dale Lewis. Well, kicks in towards goal, but kicked relatively blindly, didn't he? He had a lot of time, but he just blazed away.
And that's the sort of play that's frustrating for Ron Barassi. They know the quality of Lewis. He didn't even look at the goals. He may think that he knew where they were, but he also had Lockett in short for a lead.
But he didn't look positive.
That's right.
Just lazy.
It's a quick lesson too for Quentin Leach. He tried to hip and shoulder Kepler then before he should have tried to tackle him, and Kepler was the kicker that got the ball to Lewis.
O'Reilly
should have marked.
brings it back into play. Neil Brunton, yes, who tried to spoil, and so the ball has been turned over to Ben Allen. Norris does the shepherding work, keeping Huskis at bay. Allen drifts it up towards the 50-metre line, but Sydney defends, and defends well. Peter Caven in your 50th game, well done. Back towards Neil Brunton, back now to Lewis. Dale Lewis, this time he does have a look. He goes into the pocket, the kick drops a little short, and Tony Lockett sees it over the line. Left forward pocket.
Well, it wasn't a good kick to
Well,
Lockett.
again, he kicked before Lockett had even decided that's where he wanted to lead. Now, that's probably the only option he had, but the kick was just pushed far too close to the line, Pete, wasn't it?
22 points is the margin. Burton has a height advantage of about a metre there. Bays tries to keep the ball in play. Burton gets the hand pass away. Well, the Dockers will get out of trouble. Now there's a little bit going on behind play there, and the kick was called back, and it's going to go to O'Loughlin.
I think he was held up in trying to chase. I think it may have been Madigan that retarded him, Sandy.
So Michael O'Loughlin, in only his second game, made a sensational debut last week. Goes into the pocket, and Lewis just tries to clip it over the back. Kelly may go back to O'Loughlin, kick a goal from there. Well, he centres it, and the mark is taken by Greg Madigan at half-back.
Madigan transfers play here. This is O'Reilly running off Lockett. I don't think Tony will catch him. Oh, how far can he go? He has 4 bounces. 5. Will Tony go again? No, O'Reilly's going to kick it long. Exciting stuff, O'Reilly. They've got to cap it off here. As Mann races after the Swans, very good in defence, put the pressure on. But he's done that a lot this year, O'Reilly. He backed himself in, Ross.
Yes, he has, and it's 2 things. It's a very attacking play, and also works out Lockett and gives him some exercise. If that knee's not quite right, it'll certainly test him. Spider Burton is off. Wardell Johnson is on.
So forward pocket for the Dockers. Peter Mann has had a very quiet game. Big thump away by Rose. Back towards Abraham. In fact, he took it over the line. Leon Higgins, Hotney's hammer. About 45 metres around from the Fremantle goal. There's Spider with the sun hat on. You don't often see that, do you? 10-4 to 13-8. Kickett was flying over the back. And a free kick holding the man. Free kick to the Dockers.
Got Abraham, I think.
Abraham. So Winston Abraham.
It's been their only goal scorer, Pete, for this term.
It's been dangerous. He's kicked 3 from right on 50. Oh, he's hooked that. Probably couldn't have made the distance anyway. Up towards the pocket. Peter Mann, a bit of a shove out on Rose. And he's taken the mark. Maybe it was a show of strength, Roscoe.
Well, I think so, but I don't think it was illegal. And Rose just chastising himself, just saying it was poor and that I couldn't hold my ground. That's what I'm there for. The man got him out of the way too easily, I thought.
So Peter Mann for his first goal of the game, and they need it, the Dockers. And he's put it through. So they're just hanging in there, the Dockers, at the moment. Swans look the better side. 13-8 plays 11-4.
And you've mentioned a few times, Pete, through your call that Mann's been very quiet as we watch this mark again. And Rose getting front position initially and then just getting a slight little push out. That shouldn't happen from a big fella. You should hold your ground, use your hips. But Mann's found it pretty tough today against Paul Roos.
Margin back to 16 points here in Perth, favouring Sydney. 12.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Rose wins it. Kelly.
Oh.
Was he held? Yes, says the umpire, and he'll take it. He leads from the front, and he gives it to Kepler, who goes with a long kick towards Lockett, who's outmarked from behind by O'Reilly. Dockers defend to McGovern. Long to the half-back line. Burrows was the target. Fisted down towards centre wing, and Paul Kelly just gets around Scott Waters. Kicks it high and towards right half forward, with the mark taken there by Parker. Only his 4th kick, Shane Parker. Back to centre wing. Mann comes flying over the pack. And Peter Mann will send the Dockers down into their attacking zone, down towards Wills, Abraham and Co, and also Miller. Miller has it and he passes towards Wonderboy Winston. Hutton is also there. Johnny Hutton can kick a goal, but he doesn't. Bad miss.
Yes, a bit anxious to kick it too, Sandy. Had time to straighten, take a couple of steps left. He could even have handballed to Wills if he wanted to, who was closer. And he could very well have steadied much more and got another 10 or 15 minutes closer. Still, it's easy from here.
So 15 points the margin as Dale Lewis should mark. He does at half back. Getting plenty of the ball in this term. To the half forward area. Dunkley flies at the back. Back up support. Geez, a classy player, O'Loughlin. He brings it to the pocket. He was hoping that Lockett would be leading there. But back goes Chisholm. Take the mark now. He's dodging, weaving. Transfers play across the ground, and he finds Benny Allen. Allen onto the left. Centre wing. Burrows has made the lead, and he has taken the mark. Starting to pep up their play here, the Dockers. The kick down towards half forward now. Will it sit? Here's Madigan. Races into 50 metres. Fires in a goal. Hutton at the back. He's taken a great mark. There he goes. Plays on and goal. Terrific play. Hutton sticked his fourth. There was a great build-up out of defence.
Yes, and a great shepherd by Sean McManus on the wing there to allow Madigan to run free. They're the little things that count. Here it is, Madigan. Watch him just take out Kepler. It's all it needed. Gave Madigan a chance to settle. Kick from 50. Hutton with a confident fly. Went to play on. Thought, no, I better not. Yes, I will. The team lifter.
Certainly is. Just 9 points the margin now here at the WACA. Burrows flies the centre bounce. Man gets the hand pass away. Here go the Dockers again. Kickett puts it out in front of his captain, who bends it back in towards full forward. And they take a mark. Hutton again.
Yes, and the spoil should have been much stronger from behind. Great running by Ben Allen. He was really stretched then. Kickett made him work for it. To get the kick around his corner as he did, Ben Allen, he's had a pretty quietish day by his standards against Brunton, who's done well, and Hutton, hasn't he found some confidence?
This for number 5. Coming into this game, he'd kicked only 4-7 for the season. John Hutton has brought them right back into the game.
Yes, and that's much more better, isn't it? It doesn't take much to turn things around, and that previous big grab from Hutton. But again, I emphasise here, Kickett, just the quick hands getting initially, and he really does stretch the skipper. To get the ball back centrally like that was a great kick. And a mark a ball like that as it's coming around the corner. Good effort by Hutton.
Well, the Fremantle supporters in full voice as they make a charge. They trail by 3 points, the Dockers. As we look at the bounce again, Burrows and Rose. They both missed it, in fact. Now Rose goes for the big thump. O'Loughlin gets it a quick hand pass. Burrows went without it. Players bore in at this centre square area. Oh, it's shuffled out to Waters. Back it comes to Burrows. They go forward again, the Dockers. They're on a bit of a roll at the moment as Burrows hooks it back to half-a line. Hutton playing with confidence. Oh, tunnel ball job. Back it comes towards Bayes. Now Man gets in a quick hand pass. Wardell Johnson. Hutton can kick goal number 6. Oh, he might have done it. No. It's missed. The crowd was roaring.
Yes, and Ron Barassi's had Mark Bayes move back to centre-half back, and Paul Roos to centre-half forward, being picked up by Madigan. Didn't try to steer that too much, John Hutton. I'm not trying to be critical of him as Considine's limping there, but he really belted that ball. He could have just eased off the accelerator a bit. Guided a little better.
Under 9 minutes remaining in this third quarter. The Dockers hitting back hard. Sydney trying to hold their lead. Here's McManus. Burrows. Too far. Lee Waddell Johnson sees it sail over. McGovern's down after a clash. And also slow to get up was O'Loughlin. At least he's up. That ball sailing towards where he is at centre wing. Mark not paid to Roos. Allen a chance now. He can set something up here. Here they go. Kick it from 50 metres. Now inside. Centering kick in towards full forward. Wills was the target. But it's Scotty Doreen who comes away for Sydney. Doreen kicks wide to the outer wing. The Dockers have the numbers. Winston Abraham eludes 1. He eludes 2. Then he gets the sweeping hand pass wide. This is Leach up towards the half-forward line. Miller's still outside 50. They chip away towards half-forward, but the only one there is Captain Kelly.
Bad turnover. That can be very costly. Here's Wills at the back, but he can't mark because Rose in front. Should have put a bit more pressure on then. Andrew Wills just leant into him or done something. Here's Doreen trying to break the tackle. Long kick to the half-forward line. There's no one there for the Swans, but Chisholm is. Oh, almost a throw. McGovern tapped further afield to Madigan. Out wide is McManus. McManus has got plenty of pace, has a bounce. And bump off the ball, perfectly legal. McManus had chip pass. He had 2 options. Man starting to come into the game. He marks it half-forward. Peter Mann, former North Melbourne player. He's kicking it wide. There's a man on his own out here in Burrows. The loose man's created. Hutton's on his own. Burrows, oh, he's off. Chip to the eyes, kicked it straight, and the man coming towards him in Kelly. Another bad one. Gee, they've made some blues, the Dockers. centre wing, over the back, chance for Sydney here. Garlick, will it sit for him? The Swans, coming at him was Norris. Here's Lewis. Lewis puts it on the ground. Still going on with it, Lewis. Close to the boundary line, still Lewis. No, he's lost it to McGovern. Around the corner it goes. Another mistake and another turnover, this time by Leach. Garlick centres it. Oh, and another shocking mistake as it goes straight to McManus. Now Chisholm. Chisholm races away. Now he goes back. Exciting stuff by Chisholm. Chips it into half forward. Hutton. No mark, says the umpire. The crowd won't like that. As players dive on it, Gavin knows the umpire will bounce. Listen to the hoots. They thought it was a mark.
No mark there, Pete.
Sydney by a couple of points. Rose, kick it. Now Derek kick it at the bottom, who may almost have gone then. Dale Kickett applies the tackle, back to Derek Kickett again. He just goes short. Waters sweeps it towards the scoring zone. Mann and Wills are both there. Peter Mann still going. He's down into the pocket. There's some holding on going on there.
Yes, Wardell Johnson will get it. Tandy, you're right. Troy Gray, the offender.
So Lee Wardell Johnson. Troy Gray, anything but happy.
There we go. The ball's still free, so
still got him.
Go. That's right. And it's the experienced umpire too, in Chris Mitchell, who adjudicated there.
So this for the Dockers to regain the lead. Around runs Waddell Johnson. He's kicked it, and they're back in front.
Well, he's a clever player, Lee Wardell Johnson. Didn't need to be clever there, just played the footy. And Gray just too aggressive and wanted to hang on. And with his kicking skills either side of his body, he's very good. He doesn't need a lot of possessions near goal to be effective.
The Dockers by 4 points as Rose, oh look at that, big punch to half forward, thumped over the back. Here he is, Chisholm, a mop up, plenty of poise as he kicks it wide. He never doesn't waste the ball too often. Here's Burrows, he's starting to come into the game. On to kick it, back to Burrows, look out because Kelly was after him. Here's Norris, the former Melbourne player, back in towards the centre of the ground. Parker, flattened, he's going to play down the ground against Kickett. And it was as he was kicking, yes, he got bumped a little bit tough.
Yeah, split second. I thought it should have been play on. I mean, it wasn't that late that it should have been penalised, I don't think.
Well, it means maybe a goal to Fremantle.
Still, the thing is, Pete, you don't put yourself in a position to be penalised like that.
Well, the umpire talking to Derek Kickett. I don't think he's too happy about it. Umpire on screen, number 24 is Mark McKenzie. So Hutton has kicked 5. He's a very good kick normally. Kick from 40 metres, slight angle. John Hutton kicks at goal. And I think he's dubbed it. Yes. So Fremantle having a great turn. John Hutton has kicked his 6th. And now the margin's 10 points in favour of Fremantle.
Yes, it's a big turnaround. It's a 29-point turnaround at the moment. Sydney leading by 19 points at the half. And here's this just late.
That's
probably with
50.
you, Pete. Yeah, no, don't play that. And Hutton, who's kicked all his goals at that end of the ground, the City end.
Still, Docker fans delighted. 15-6 plays 13-8. They lead by 10 points. The Docker chant goes up as Waters goes through. Puts it out in front of McManus. Kepler's right on his hammer. McManus tries to do a 360 and he doesn't quite make it. Look at the skill of O'Loughlin. He too, however, gets claimed.
Numbers.
Exciting stuff. Dale Kiggett. McManus bounces his way down towards the 50-metre line. Gives the hand pass away to Allen, who chips in towards 6-goaler Johnny Hutton. Can't keep it in play. And a throw in the left forward pocket.
They got themselves out of trouble there, Sam, because they had numbers around the ball. The player who was making the effort had someone to give the ball off to, and he got into trouble.
4 minutes remaining, third quarter. And the Dockers by 10 points. Big turnaround in this third quarter. But there's still plenty of time. Norwich applies the tackle. Wardell Johnson, well, he did do a 360, then swung round, kicked down towards full forward, but Gray is there, and he defends towards Caven, drops the mark, and Wardell Johnson sees it over the line.
Well, I'm just not sure about the advantage of gloves on a day today, Pete. I mean, in fact, I'm not sure about them at all.
You beat me to it.
You just wonder whether you can't quite touch that football, get the feel of it, particularly on a day like today.
From the throw-in, Winston, Wardell Johnson to half forward. John Hutton was the target there. Allen just tries to put it down in front for Waters. Umpires letting play go on for the moment, and now he whistles it up.
Nearly paid holding the ball in, didn't he, the umpire?
Well, actually, he disadvantaged his teammate there, Scotty Waters, because Miller had come in to help him and he dragged the ball back under. Didn't allow Miller to run onto it.
And Chris Mitchell put the whistle up to his face and then just changed his mind the split second, which he's quite entitled to do, of course. Here's Troy Gray onto Higgins. I reckon they've lifted their work rate, though, as we see Garlick to Higgins. Huskers, in trouble. They've stopped running the Swans. Here's McGovern in front of Benny Allen. Allen's a good kick. He's looking for the chip pass here on the left boot. He transfers play to Hutton. He can't mark, but he keeps his footing, hooks it back. Here's Caven. Danger because Abraham. Oh! Little party trick there. Here's Miller. Smothered as was by Caven right on the boundary line. But I reckon the Dockers have really put in a lot more in this term.
Getting more value from their possessions too, Pete.
Here's Neesham. Jared Neesham be a lot happier now than he would have been at half time.
From the throw-in, Dale Kickett inside 50. A high ball in towards goal, but he's well off target and out of bounds on the floor.
I think they might be a little disappointed, Pete, with the number of times they've had the ball inside 50, the Dockers, and haven't been able to really get full value from it.
Under 2.5 remaining. Burrows will be the fly. He is a big leaper. Norwich. McGovern is just forward of centre. Just chips away, probably gains 3 metres closer to goal. But they do have possession. Waters finds it from Parker. The distance will be too great for Scotty Waters. He's going to be kicking from 55. It would certainly test him anyway, and he gets onto a boomer, and blow me down he does. Into the square. No mark taken, and eventually Peter Caven it was who made sure it went over the line for one behind. 15-7, plays 13-8. This has been a 7-goal quarter by the Dockers. It has been an absolute ripper. As Brunton comes away for Sydney.
So Neil Brunton, they need a goal before three-quarter time just to get themselves back in it here. Certainly not out of it, but McManus gets it to McGovern. They're starting to have runners everywhere. Scott Waters has been a good player. Waters coming through the centre of the ground. He might have a shot for goal from 50. Scotty Waters straightens up, fires at goal. He's hooked it slightly and one behind. And Ron Barassi would be breathing a sigh of relief that they didn't kick that one.
Good shepherd too to allow, by Kickett it was, Dale Kickett to allow Waters to run free. He kept Garlick out of it, and I thought it wasn't a very good effort by Derek Kickett to run at Waters. He really just went half-heartedly at him.
And there's Barras on the right of screen, and well, they're only down by 2 goals. I think he's scoring better to the right-hand side. Oh, here they come again though. It's Madigan, the Wardell Johnson off the side of the boot, but it's all Dockers out here. Here's Miller. Oh, he gets a very poor bounce. Caven caught. Loose ball is with Miller. He races in from 35 metres. Another one to Fremantle. Miller has kicked his second, and all of a sudden the margin is 18 points.
Yes, he's been pretty effective, Miller. He kicked 3 goals against Footscray the previous week. Just 5 for the season so far, but he just does those right things around goal, and he keeps his feet. Doesn't get a lot of the football. Here, good tackle by Mann, who's found himself back in the game in his third quarter since Roos has been shifted off him. And it's a very timely goal.
104 plays 86. Waters. Away they go again. A chip to the half-forward line, and Hutton, who marks in front of his eyes with just 20 seconds remaining.
Scotty Waters, Sandy, I think has been probably the catalyst in this third quarter. Was around the place in the first half, but really has broken the shackles.
He's been dynamic, 13 kicks, 9 hand passes. And Hutton can make it tough with his 7th on the siren. Big kick, but away to the right. One behind, but Jared Neesham would be well satisfied with that quarter of football from the home side. Hutton has 6 goals. It's 3-quarter time here in Perth. The Dockers, a 16-9, 105, an 8-goal quarter. Well, they trailed by 19 points at half-time. Sydney now at a 2-3 for the term to be 13 goals, 8. Yes, you're right. He did exactly that. So here we go into the final term. 16-9 plays 13-8. Sydney wants the first one if they're going to make a real challenge for this. Out of the centre, McManus tries to take it away, and the youngster does for the Dockers. Towards Hutton. Can't mark, but great recovery, and is going to be paid.
What's that for? Or over the neck?
Too high.
He's paid it over the neck.
The thing about John Hutton, though, is his recovery is quite good. I was going to mention he at times does tend to go to ground a bit too much, but watch this. Probably should have held in the first place. The free kick was for a, well, chop behind the head. It must have been. It looked pretty insignificant from here.
Very ordinary.
So now he's looking at his 7th goal. Hasn't kicked one at this end of the ground today.
Coming into this match with 4 goals, 7 to his credit for the year. And I reckon he might have missed that, has he? Yes.
6-4, Sandy.
First set.
So 20-point margin. The Swans can never be written off. They usually fight games right out, as Adelaide would know last week when they kicked 11-9 in the last term. But certainly they'll have to play a lot better than what they did in the third term. And Fremantle took right over. Here's the kick in by Doreen to the half-back area. Man was held. McManus showing that pace. A quick kick out in the direction of Burrows. It sits for him. But the wrong way it went. Here's Caven. He's got to kick it. Out wide is Troy Gray. Now will it sit for him? It rolls over the line on centre wing. So there's Troy Gray. He's had a pretty ordinary day, actually.
He's found it pretty tough.
Rose has been good. That's a free kick. Oh, I thought Burrows got into his back then. Round the boundary line goes Kapler and over. So again, Rose will do battle with Burrows. Rose front position. Burrows got the big leap. Flicks it over the back. Creswell. Kick it. Oh, through that back. And the umpire said exactly that. He scooped it up, and you can't do that. Dale Kickett doesn't agree. It's a kick here to Troy Gray. He's on centre wing. A crowded forward line. Gray kicks it wide to the half-forward area. Bayes in front. Tries to hook it down with the left hand. Parker over the top. Here he is, Scott Chisholm. Clever hand pass. McGovern back to Chisholm. He loves the run. He's going to back himself in. One bounce.
Great
Some
shepherding.
good shepherding. 3 bounces. Will he go again? He comes through the middle. Oh, terrific to watch. Up towards Wills. Towards half-forward is Caven. Caven's going to... Oh, he should have kicked it. Stop mucking around in defence. Here's Brunton. 2 players coming at him. A quick hand pass. McManus is there. No, McManus went without it. Now a chance. O'Loughlin to Bayes. Back it comes to Garlick. Garlick a wild hand pass. O'Loughlin. Garlick again. The chip pass. Lockett. He's got O'Reilly to beat. I wonder how fit he is, Lockett. Good tackle by the big fella. Still going on with a terrific play, Tony Lockett.
There's some good work in that last 3 or 4 minutes by Greg Madigan. The shepherd on Lewis was terrific. Lewis found it pretty difficult to get up. He's had a pretty ordinary day, Dale Lewis.
Yes, he certainly would have felt that shepherd. No question of that. Leach. bouncing his way into the back pocket. That's the way they do it, and the way they come. Norwich to halfback McGovern. Swings it wide to the outer side because Leach had made space over in that position. Looks up towards Abraham on right half forward. Winston has 3 goals to his credit. 1 in the first term and 2 in the third. In a very exciting burst. Mann and Rose. Mann does well. In towards a full forward. Caven defends. He pokes the ball out the back door. Dunkley got it towards Huskus, who was well tackled. Wardell Johnson goes in strongly. Hutton is there. Roos in hot pursuit and he runs out of room. Will sees it over the line.
That's great pressure by John Hutton. He was the tackler then. And then kept the pressure on. Good to see that from a forward.
6 goals for to his credit to date. Big day for John Hutton. One of his best. Kelly, claim. The ball spills free. Wills had it for a moment but then lost it. Allen looked for the free kick, didn't come his way. Burrows gets it back towards Allen. From a standing start, he pumps it in towards the forward zone again. Wardell Johnson at the back couldn't take the mark. Caven over the line. With him also was Andrew Dunkley.
Forward pocket for the Dockers. Peter Mann had a better third term after quiet first half. Roos to do the ruck work with him. Mann held his ground. Wardell Johnson goes to go. A quick hand pass comes out to Roos. Here's Doreen. Down towards Lewis, who waited for it. Gets in a hand pass. Garlick snaffles it. Oh, poor bounce. Lewis still going in. That's good play by Dale Lewis. Now he gets back onto the right foot. Off the side of the boot. Troy Gray is there, but beaten to it by Lynch. But actually ended up poor play.
Because he had to kick it free on the other side, Pete. Derek kick it.
So Quentin Leach. Oh, clever kick that to Watters. There's leads everywhere here. Wills, if he kicks it out in front of him, Wills should mark. And he does. And Wills certainly within kicking distance, 45 metres from goal.
Just 5, yep, sorry Pete, just 5 and 1 for the day for Andrew Wills. And Scotty Watters, the player giving it to him, has been probably the best on the ground today.
Well, he's kicking for his 2nd goal of the game. He's hooked it, trying to get that extra bit of distance, and it's one behind to Andrew Wills from a Geelong half forward. But at the moment, Ross, you just can't see Sydney kicking
back.
goals.
No, they needed to get the first couple of this quarter, Pete, and show some initiative. Get themselves going, but the Dockers have held them at bay. They've taken the initiative.
Sydney have not yet scored in this final quarter. Burrows marks in front.
He's been a good player too, Sandy, particularly when he's been on the ball.
Loves a leap.
And this sort of turnaround from a kick out should never happen.
Well, he's going to be kicking from probably 60 metres. It's a lovely looking drop punt. What a kick! What a kick for a goal! Oh, he can put it, Roscoe.
Yes, he can. He can also read the play well, Sandy. He looks almost laconic at times in the way he runs and lopes around, but he actually knows where to go. And as I said, this kicking from Doreen, not good. And to boot it back 60 metres, very effective. He's gone straight back onto the ball with Spider Burton having a rest. They've asked a lot of Craig Burrows, centre half forward and on the ball, but he's doing it well.
So a tough task now for the Swans. Let's see what they're made of as we see Creswell on the left boot. Coming down towards half forward. There he is, Chisholm, reading it beautifully as usual. Goes wide to Leach, who's having a terrific second half. Leach. Oh, coming right down the boundary line. Exciting stuff. Still going. Oh, he went a long way without bouncing it then. Still going. Over the top he goes. Here's Mann. Back to Leach. A hand pass. Over to Winston Abraham, who races in the goal. That is magnificent football. Fremantle bucket. 4 goals to Winston Abraham. and a tough task now for Sydney.
Yes, and the preparedness then starting with Scotty Chisholm in the back half to give the leads, and they just back themselves. There's Chisholm following up with a Shepherd, and then just instinctive handball here, even though some of their players are under pressure here. Man quickly, Leach quickly, and Abraham. Gee, good kick from there.
So here we go out of the centre once again. The Dockers have been running right. They've booted 8 goals, 7, while Sydney have kicked nothing. Allen, a chip towards half forward. Kickett couldn't take it. Kelly does for Sydney. What can they do to get back into this game? To stop the run, Brunton comes away. Towards centre wing, Lewis takes a diving mark. Dale Lewis swings up towards half forward. Bays waiting down in front, McManus out of trouble once again through Chisholm to half back McGovern. O'Reilly's running down the ground. Lockett's got to give chase. Away goes O'Reilly's man. Lockett, that is, chasing him. O'Reilly to the cheer of this big crowd, gets underneath a drop putt. It's high, but so too was Hutton. He couldn't take the mark. Cavan comes away, kicks towards the half-back line. It may be taken over the line, or will Rose swing round and keep it in? He does, just towards centre wing. Gray is the flyer, and he marks in front. Under 13 minutes remaining. The Dockers look in control, unless Sydney can do something special. That isn't the kick they want from Lewis. McGovern, a bit of a shove on Kickett, gets it away. Allen may have a run here if it sits. Lewis chases, he's tired. Allen bounces his way to the 50. He's had 2 from 52 metres. The skipper sets sail for home. How's that for a captain's goal?
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Well, they're sitting up and telling us something today. You better take some notice.
And the poorest to Andrew McGovern on half-back. Watch this contest. Just got kicked out of the way. Possibly in the back, but not badly enough. And then the kick to find Allen was spot on. And Allen just backed himself. I thought he was going to run too wide and make the angle more difficult. Could have straightened up. He had man to come across and assist with a Shepherd. Classic kick.
Exciting stuff by the Fremantle Dockers as they're on a real roll. The bounce. Rose has tried his heart out at those centre bounces. There was Waters again. Rose went without. Scott Waters has been fantastic. There's Norrish. But the umpire comes in to bounce. Gee, Waters has played a fine game.
He has.
And Creswell starting to just following everywhere he goes now. Ron Barassi would realise the danger of Waters. It might be a little bit too late. Here's Kickett. Doreen. Kelly has faded out of the game. The chip pass is on. Here's Brunton. Now, where's Big Lockett? Lockett. He can give it to him now if he chips it in. Good lead by... Oh, poor kick by Brunton. Way over Lockett's head. Here he is. Scott Chisholm. There's a bounce. The racehorse. Away he goes. And brings it out towards centre wing. Have a look at this. Oh, the tunnel ball job. Out there is Burrows. He's caught. The ball hits the deck. Here's Norris. Oh, they're finishing full of running here. Here's Miller. Out wide is Burrows. They've got loose men everywhere as Burrows goes down towards the pocket and he finds Hutton. Hutton is a beautiful kick. He'll have to kick at 55. He's way up in the boundary. I think he might have a shot here. Leads are on.
It's quite a long kick, Pete, but he struggles for accuracy at times.
Well, he's kicked 6 goals. The way they're going, you'd almost back him. And he's looking inside to see if he can give a short one. But I have seen him kick some very, very long goals, Hutton. He's kicked this one up high. It's slightly across the face. They're going to fly. Oh, McManus went early and almost took it. But the umpire will bounce.
Inside the last 10.5 minutes. And defensively tapped over for a behind. Sydney just finding it so difficult to score. They haven't as yet in this term. Dockers have added 3 goals, 3. Garlick from half-back goes in towards his captain in the centre. And he doesn't let him down. Off to Darren Kapler, who kicked a goal in the second quarter. Down towards the half-forward line. Lockett's a chance. Look out, I'm coming through. And he gives it to the left-footed Leon Higgins, who's in the right position to goal from there. And he finally breaks the Sydney drought. Well, the boy from Tokemall gets his first, and Sydney's first for a long, long time, Roscoe.
Yes, he's had a pretty tough day. Chisholm just overran it, and Lockett, who's found it difficult to get opportunities, particularly when Riley's run off him. He hasn't got used to the fact that Riley will do that quite often, but limited opportunities coming to Lockett after the half-time break. Found it pretty tough.
So Burton comes in to do battle against Rose. It bounces the way of Rose. He flicks it back to Lewis. Out wide is Creswell. Creswell up towards Lockett. Good mark. Still going on with it though, Big Tony. Knocks it out. Good played. Troy Gray kicks. It's close. It's a goal. It's his first. Started full-back. And a couple of quick goals for the Swans, Ross.
Yes, they've got some tough weeks ahead of them, Pete. We just watched this again on replay. Collingwood at Victoria Park as Lockett just makes a contest of it. Madigan just overrunning it a little. And then Troy Gray drawing a bit of a run on the forward line. But Collingwood at Victoria Park, then Carlton, Richmond. They've got some tough weeks ahead of them, Sydney.
Troy Gray gets his first. Burton sets himself against Rose in the centre. And an infringement is going against Sydney.
Oh, gee, coaches would hate that, wouldn't they?
No, that's terrible.
So Burton is going to take it. A healthy advantage with a big kick down towards Hutton, who's trying to do the work from behind. Wills, can he control it, the former Cat? Well, he gets a kick, but it's high and wide and not too handsome. Out of bounds on the full. 7 kicks and 3 marks. And a crowd of almost 22,000 here at the WACA ground in Perth. Gray was up high, all to no avail. Rose gets a hurried kick towards centre wing, towards Bays. Not the way he'd want to finish his 200th game, Roscoe.
Yeah, it's been a bit sad for Mark Bays. He certainly would like to. His teammates have helped him a fair bit. He's alternated today between centre-half back and centre-half forward with Paul Roos, but again, another player finding the going pretty tough.
From the throw-in, Burton's height advantage a telling factor once again. Mops of hair at the bottom belong to Dale Lewis and Scotty Waters. And Chris Mitchell. He's number 4. Will have a bounce. Lewis through, got boot to it. Now Allen. Chance to set up something here. Kick it goes back to his captain. Centering Winston. Look at him go. From 40 metres he heads for home and bang, there's another one. Give us a smile, Winston. You're doing a marvellous job. 2012 plays 15-8.
Well, they might have to give him a couple of weeks off from playing one and give him another couple off, because he's come back with a vengeance, hasn't he? Just watch this set up again. His explosive pace and his ability to balance, having exploded away from his chaser. Ben Allen just featuring, just keeping the ball in motion. Kick it again, who's had quite a bit of the football, about 22 touches. And watch this pace as he breaks. I mean, Leon Higgins, the chaser, isn't slow, and he doesn't make any ground on him at all. And then he steadies, as I say, and just finishes off so very well.
So Winston Abraham has kicked 5. Hutton has kicked 6. Here's Dale Lewis, who's tried very hard in this final term. McManus has showed a fair bit. Benny Allen. He's going the long bomb. It's off the side of the boot. Dunkley back with the flight of the ball and a finger tipper. A good mark. On to Caven. Caven a bounce. I think Peter Caven's got to learn to run his 10 and then kick it out of defence. Exactly. He's not really a finesse type player.
Play the percentage.
And it makes it look worse when you're wearing gloves too, Ross. It really does. We might be a bit old-fashioned, I think. Even Gary Ablett had them on yesterday, the gloves. Now here's Creswell. Off the side of the boot. It's all Fremantle Dockers. And this crowd, gee, they make a noise. I think they make a lot more noise than the West Coast supporters.
They are a bit more vocal, Pete, yes.
So the kick by Parker. Down towards the pocket. Roos. He's had a quiet second half, Paul Roos. A good first half.
Well, the locals will certainly find out next week who makes the most noise. History-making day in the city of Perth.
Yes, unfortunately there, Sandy, though, because it's an Eagles home game, there'll be more Eagles supporters than Dockers.
Yep.
But it'll be reversed later in the year.
Peter Mann marks just inside 50.
Yes, and Mann's played a fair bit forward this year. Jared Neesham said in an interview before the game that he struggled in the back half. Unfortunately, Parker, Jones and others were able to hold up in the half-back area and allowed Mann to go forward, where he's been pretty effective in most of the games.
Kicked a goal in the third quarter. And he bent that back enough for another one. And they're finishing full of running. 2 to Peter Mann. 21-12, 138. They lead by 40 points over Sydney, 15-8.
Yes, and Mann now goes off the ground. And after 4 years at North Melbourne, he was one of those players that they wanted to stand up his feet. There's Parker. He's been a bit of a find this year. Goes long, and then Mann takes a good grab.
So Fremantle by 40 points. Derek Kickett's gone out of the game. Hand pass to Brutton. Brutton chips it in the half foot. Here's Creswell. Races in the goal, Darren Creswell, and has hit the post. He's hit that big thick part of the post down the bottom. Does that bring back memories for you? Reason being, but hits a bit higher. More chance to get it in, aren't you, Ross? It's a thinner post. Now, here's Leach. Oh, look at this. He's put it out in front of Kickett. Kickett races to the half-forward line. He did run a long way, and the umpire has pinged him, and Kepler will take the kick.
The two number 11s. Darren Kepler on the defensive side of centre. Kicks to the half-forward line. Pack of 4. Creswell towards Lockett. The strength battle is on. Well, hasn't been paid, but Lockett recovers beautifully. Twists twice, gives it to Kickett, kicks in towards goal and has put it through. Great play by Lockett to recover and then get it to Kickett, Roscoe.
Yes, and he did that last week a few times, and if they can feed off Lockett like that, you thought it was a free kick, Pete?
Well,
let's
have a look. I thought he got grabbed, not here, just after this. When, see, oh no.
Yeah, he was taken higher initially, but Kickett he started like a train and then just faded as the game's gone on.
Derek Kickett has kicked 2. Rose. McManus, he's showing a bit. But they'll trouble a lot of sides over here, particularly on hot days, because they just keep control of the ball and keep running. I suppose that's the nature of the game, isn't it? Yeah. When you think about it. McManus. You know what I mean anyway. Kepler onto the left boot. Where's Lockett? Here he is. Oh, it's a good battle. O'Reilly's a good fullback. Here's my favourite player. He is fantastic, Scott Chisholm. McGovern.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, look. O'Reilly. And big Plugger's after him. I wouldn't back him in the stall, give Plugger. O'Reilly onto the left. Oh, it's good to watch 2 great players in action down there. O'Reilly versus Big Tony. And one of the great full forwards of all time. And probably... Well, could get his 1,000th, it's hard to say that word, 1,000th goal this year.
Yep. He's got 919 at the moment, Pete.
Could be a unique double if he can bring up his 200th game at the same time. But all that lies ahead. At the moment, It's the Dockers we're concerned about. They hold sway. McManus, a little left foot, chips too wide, out of bounds on the foot. Tony, hands on hips, heads back to the forward zone. It's a pretty long walk or jog. From McManus with Garlick.
The crowd hates it when the umpires it makes it come back a couple of centimetres.
Pedantic. Brunton into half forward. No one able to get it out. But the umpire lets it go. Garlick was there. McManus gets it at the bottom. Kelly is caught. They'll get another chance through. Scotty Doreen kicks down in front of Gray. Leach is there and a timely mark for the Dockers.
Oh.
He goes to half-back. That's unlike them going straight down the ground like that. Waters low to the ground and away he goes to kick it. Kelly gives chase. Kick it bounces from 55 metres. He goes for goal and he misses to the left. One behind. 21-13. Plays 16-9. Under 3.5 minutes remaining.
Yes, impressive display this. The Swans were playing very well in the first half and the Dockers played a brilliant third term. Doreen to half-back. Kepler just waited for that ball. Backer comes towards centre wing. And McManus battling hard. Brunton, centre wing. Chips it in. Oh, he's looking there for Kepler. Good play by Kepler to keep that in towards O'Loughlin. He's going to be a good player, O'Loughlin. Oh, clever play to Lewis. The chip passes on an ordinary one to Lockett. Oh, great pick up by the big fella. He's got it. Gets in a hand pass. Back in front of goal to base. He slips over at the moment. And then there's a legging and a free kick. Advantage paid to Madigan. Back it comes to McGovern and they're off and running the Fremantle Dockers.
Does it easily to O'Reilly. Kickett's chasing him. O'Reilly, however, gets boot to ball down towards Hutton. Wills is there. Wills around his body. Bends it back and kicks a goal. I think he has. His second. And again, the margin is out to 40 points.
Yes, I think Big Plugger's saying to himself or to Steve O'Reilly, just stop running down the middle of the ground. Would you cut that out?
I've never seen him look so tired,
yeah.
Plugger.
Yeah, in fact, O'Reilly's pretty weary too. It's been good attacking footy, and here Wills just kicking the harder one. Limited opportunities. Sandy mentioned a couple of goals.
145 plays 105. Burton just props underneath it and he wins it down to Dale Kickett. Oh, there's danger because Winston's wide. Look at him. I love watching Winston and that's why.
It's 6, Sandy, isn't it?
Can do no wrong. 6 goals to Winston Abraham, 3 of them in this term, Roscoe.
Yes, and I must say I've already given them my votes, and
you haven't put him in?
Well, it's one of those things Pete said, the way he's been chatting, I should have, but when the game had to be won, a couple of other players I had in front of him, but it's been a great display. 1 on each of the first 3 quarters and 3 in this last, as you mentioned. It's just been fantastic.
Well, Sandy, you like watching Winston Abraham, and I like watching Scott Chisholm down the other end. But it all adds up to exciting football when you watch the Dockers play. They are terrific. Here's Miller. Out towards Parker. They're still running fast, the Fremantle boys. It's a hot day. Kick in towards full forward. Big Spider Burton was there. No mark. Wills has got it. Andrew Wills caught. Gets in a hand pass. Rose goes the big punch. Jones is there. Taken by Doreen. Out towards the half-back area. Huskus. Now Garlick. Here he is. Scott Chisholm at the back. Reads it beautifully. And off he goes. Hand pass over the top. And he finds Miller.
Miller goes on to Scotty Waters. One of the best on the ground, no doubt. He goes wide towards Wills and Hutton, and you can bet Winston will be somewhere nearby. Hutton gets caught, pulled to the ground. He didn't have the football. He will have the free kick.
Poor old Winston had to run from the half-back line to get down there. Sandy, you're asking a lot.
Well, I'm pumping up for a vote.
Oh dear. Here we see Hutton here just controlling, then get grabbed. Too long by Kickett.
So John Hutton, 6'4", Ross, is it?
Yes.
To date?
Yes. 3 in the first and 3 in the third.
So let's see if he can kick his first goal at this end of the ground. From 47 metres. Looks pretty good. He has. So he's got 7 and Winston's got 6.
Yes, and what I've admired about John Hutton's game today is, although I have made some perhaps critical comments about the way he does play, is he's always presented himself. If he could just time his leads at times a little better and just get his hands a little softer sometimes when he goes for a mark, he'll take more marks, then get himself more opportunity to shoot at goal. And if he can convert better, it'll be a marvel.
Well, almost 22,000 fans here at the WACA today, and many following the Dockers would be delighted with this performance. Wills rips it out of the centre once again. He's finishing on a high. So too is Johnny Hutton. What a way to finish.
Oh dear. Well, it's a great catalyst for him to work on for the ensuing games. I think it's coming into this game as the siren has gone, Sandy.
Let's see if he can finish with number 8 for the day. The drop punt's on its way. I think he has. John Hutton has kicked 8 goals. So Winston, you might miss out on a vote. He's finished with 6 and a standing ovation. Listen to this for the Dockers. A standing ovation.
Terrific build-up for him, Sandy, isn't it, for next week? Because, as I said before, the majority of the crowd will be going for the Eagles. With a win like this and an Eagles loss yesterday against Carlton, gives them great momentum.
Great sportsmanship. Tired Tony Lockett leaves the ground. Disappointment for Sydney. This game was so vital for them.
In every game, Sandy, the Dockers have really finished games off, haven't they? They're running hard right at the end, so they're pretty fit.
Well, Sydney kicked 11-9 in the last quarter last week. This week, they've had 9 goals for kicked against them in the last quarter. The Dockers are big winners, 25-13, 163. Still getting cheered from the ground. Sydney is 16-9, 105.
No tomorrow.